great job, and then for the next office got rejected.
So if you're on the Reform Party ballot, Trump, Winfrey, whatever, whoever is, you're on the Reform Party ballot in New York, you would publicly endorse Giuliani.
Well, he's the best. I mean, he's just done a great job.
How can a Reform Party president lead when nobody in the House or Senate is in his party?
Well, maybe I'll have to go around and hire some of the lobbyists that I use already in Washington. They've done a very good job for me. I think I could probably do very well.
No,
you know, I'm a
gotta bring
very
people
big
together.
contributor, by the way. I'm a very big contributor to the various people and over the years. Never did I think my contributions would go toward helping me getting votes as president, okay?
So are you saying you could bring them together?
I think I could bring them together.
Call up the congressman who you contributed to.
Excuse me, I've been friends with these guys for years, most of them. I mean, I know so many of them, and so many of the senators.
You contributed to their campaign?
I've contributed. I think I'm like the largest or one of the largest contributors. I'm maxed out
So
every
as
year.
president, you could pick up the phone on a health bill and say, Senator so-and-so, remember
Larry,
I gave you?
I've been dealing with these people for years.
No, I mean, is that part of the
And I
game?
haven't done so badly with them. I mean, in all fairness, you know, they're wonderful people as far as I'm concerned. I've done very nicely. And I've been dealing with them for years, and I would be able to bring them together. I have no doubt about that.
Patients' Bill of Rights. You mentioned health care as one of the social issues. You for it?
I think you have to have, and again, I said I'm conservative. Generally speaking, I'm conservative, and even very conservative. But I'm quite liberal and getting much more liberal on health care and other things. I really say, what's the purpose of a country if you're not going to have defense and health care? If you can't take care of your sick in the country, forget it. It's all over. I mean, it's no good. So I'm very liberal when it comes to health care. I believe in universal health care. I believe in whatever it takes to make people well and better.
So you believe, then, it's an entitlement of birth?
I think it is. It's an entitlement to this country, and too bad the world can't be, you know, in this country. But the fact is, it's an entitlement to this country if we're going to have a great country.
So you'd be for this measure currently?
I am before whatever it takes. We have the money. The fact is that the world is ripping off this country. Germany is ripping us off big league. Saudi Arabia is ripping us off big league. France, I mean, they're the worst team player I've ever seen in my life. You look at what's happened. Japan for years. I mean, we're like a whipping post for Japan.
But you can't, as president, run again. I mean, you can't be aloof.
No. What you can do is you can negotiate fair trade agreements so that instead of billions and billions of dollars going out, you can reduce your taxes by having it come back in. And I know the best negotiators. I would put the right people in charge of negotiation. We've been ripped as a country by virtually every country we do business with.
You shared Mr. Perot and Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Nader's belief with regard to NAFTA, right? You're an opponent of NAFTA.
I am, and the reason NAFTA looks okay now is because the economy is strong. But when the economy is not strong, which unfortunately will at some point happen, NAFTA is going to look like a disaster.
And are you as much of an isolationist in that area as Buchanan is?
I'm not an isolationist. What I am, though, is I think that you have to be treated fairly by other countries. If other countries aren't going to treat you fairly, Larry, I think that those countries should suffer the consequences.
So this isn't fair trade. Free trade isn't fair trade.
No. Free trade is a wonderful thing, and I believe in free trade. But at the same time, it's got to be fair trade. You look at some of these, I mean, look what Japan does with the cars and the subsidies and everything else. And look at Korea with the ships and the subsidies they give. I mean, it's very unfair to this country. What is happening throughout the world in a business sense is very unfair. We could reduce taxes and take care of health care, and it would be beautiful, and you'd have plenty of money left over.
Talk about honesty in the presidency with Donald Trump right after this. Donald Trump, honesty. Carter once said, "I'll never lie to you." Would you say that to the American people?
I would never lie. And I just, you know, one of the things that people do get if I ever decide to do this, which is really who knows, but they've known me for a long time. I've been really a public figure for a long time. I mean, I think everything is known about me. I mean, it's...
Yes, I would say.
Interesting. I've been out there a long time.
So but you could definitely say, I would not lie.
I would not lie. I would absolutely not lie. And, you know, Carter, who's a very nice man who I've gotten to know a little bit, I mean, I think he was